Okay. Oh, you think you Najee? Najee is here?
No.
Kodo Osprey, LLC?
Here.
Okay. You're here?
My client.
Okay.
But
I thought up his name, I know that. What's his name?
Badara and Jai.
Badara, okay.
And
That's what I tried to call, if you'd come up.
okay, I'm sorry.
And you're representing Kodo, would you come up, please? Yeah, these seats right here.
Hi, how are you? I guess I'll take this seat.
No, you need to be next to your client.
Okay.
You two are testifying, so please raise your right hand. You're an attorney, right?
Right, exactly.
You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Now, Badara? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. You're claiming wages,
I'm sorry, I forgot. I was supposed to mention that we don't necessarily believe that this is being filed in the right location.
Cell phone's on the floor.
Oh, thank you. Our earnings are actually higher than what was stated in the filing, and we were told that this is probably not the right venue for it.
I would say this is a self-generated document and self-serving, so, I mean, it's not a legal tax return or anything filed with the state or with the federal, as a tax return, so I don't believe this to be true.
okay.
And I think if we're going to take the light of this, then we would need some discovery into this matter as far as them being precluded. And then I think it just, so they have too much money to be brought to pay their clients their wages. I guess is their argument.
Normally, I don't, we don't rule on matters of law. This is just an administrative hearing. So, I'm going to try to hear this, and if they want, they may present it at appeal.
I did some research on this, and I can't find anything, say, in the statute or in the ordinance that mentions anything.
Yeah, there is a limitation.
I've yet to find it.
Okay. I'll have Mr. Griffin, when he comes back, point it out to you, but it's moot because I ruled against it anyway.
Okay.
Or I'm not going
Well, I just wanted to say I was unable to find it. Thank you.
And your name is?
Aaron Sprunger.
Okay, let the record show that Ms. Sprunger is the granted power of attorney by the General Manager of Kodo LLC, Austin Nagel, that you presented a copy of the power of attorney for the file. So you're claiming back wages, as I indicated, $3,125. Is that correct?
Hang on 1 second. Whatever was indicated in that.
How was it, well, it's indicated in the claim?
Right, it was indicated in the claim, and yes.
Okay. Can you tell us how you came by that figure, why you feel these wages are due you?
That question for me or for him?
For you or him, or whoever wants to handle it. Whoever wants to consider the case.
So you have 16. He was making $1,666.66 a month, and then there's...
Say that again?
Every 2 weeks, he was making $1,666.66, and then there's no notice of him being let go, and he was owed...
That was, I'm sorry, that was per week?
Per 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. So this, the amount covers a month period that you would not receive wages?
It covered, the contract got changed meanwhile.
Pardon me?
Meanwhile, this contract got changed without any notice.
What contract?
There was a contract, you have the email.
Yeah, I have the email. It's a code of employment contract. Do you want to review that before you give it to me? Here's the scooter that he's already pulled in.
This is the original one. We submitted that for a record. I think it has been already submitted. You can keep that, I can always pull it. I just want to mark it for my email, yeah. Which was the original wage at the beginning. 3 months, and there was 2 months notice if I was to leave or...
So there's 2 months of severance.
Let me just go ahead and mark this as A.
2 months severance, okay. The cut off the 1 month.
We'll explain all that to him.
Okay, you're a general manager, so if you work for a company,
Yes.
Coastal Aspen, what did Coastal Aspen do? What was the job?
The retail company. It's a retail company that sell a high-end luxury like furniture.
Okay, where are they located?
811 Lincoln Road. The other one.
All right. So what is this, you got to tell me what your case is here. Why you think you're owed this amount of money?
Basically, he's owed this amount of money because there was a falling out between the owner and him, and they withheld his paychecks, and then for really no reason, and then I believe we submitted before his checks where there was a zero balance on them, and there was no reason for them to withhold his earnings.
And that was for what period?
No, for the last 2 weeks I worked there.
And then was let go, and then has 2 months of severance as well.
So is this the 2 months of severance, or is this is that what the claim is that they're...
It's all of it included. It's the time that he basically worked for free for those 2 weeks, which is $1,666, and then
Okay.
2 months of severance.
This is a period, the first 2 weeks of June 2011, is that correct?
Yeah, 5/31/11 to 6/15/11.
Okay. And during that period, you should have a pay of $1,660, right?
$66.66,
Yeah.
correct. And then additionally, there's a 2 months of interest, 2 months of severance pay.
But you're not claiming that. You're only claiming another 2 weeks of severance pay, I guess. The total amount was $31.25.
I believe his claim was what, I have written down here, $3,333.32.
Well, it's $3,125 in his official claim.
Okay.
But the point being, 16, of that amount, 1666 is the last 2 weeks you worked. You left on the 15th, is that when you left?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where are the other 1660 coming from? You said your termination pay or whatever it is, right?
Yes.
What I asked is that if he's supposed to have 2 months of termination pay, why are you only claiming 15 days of it instead of...
To my understanding, everything was planned before. The total should have been 24,000 actually. I don't know where that number came from.
Well, that's what the trouble damage is, but...
No, forget trouble damage.
Yeah, but, no, but I understand.
You understand my question? All right, that doesn't, it's sort of irrelevant because this is what he claimed, 3125, and that's what we're going to address here.
Okay.
So part of the other half of that 3125 is a severance pay.
Correct.
So you weren't paid for the last 2 weeks, and you weren't paid your severance pay. Okay, anything more?
He's claiming that his contract changed without notice, and also requesting the severance pay.
Well,
It's actually irrelevant based on the email, which they've already provided, but I have a copy as well.
what email?
This email is the...
Is this what I have?
Yeah, I believe it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's what he offered as his contract. However, he says, he basically said that to give 2 months' notice in case you wish to terminate your employment. Equally, you will be given 2 months' notice if we wish to terminate your employment without cause. In the email, let me find the paper.
I don't know what email you're referring to. Okay, go ahead. Is there another email?
No, I believe you have the same email that actually...
I have an email, all right, I have an email to...
It's on the second page at the top.
May I see it?
Yeah.
No, I don't have the second page.
Sorry.
It's another top. It's the second page at the top.
Okay, this is part of the sentence. This email that I have that talked about the 2-month severance pay, that is from whom to whom?
It is from Mr. Nagel, who's the owner, to
Okay.
Mr. Njai.
Okay, Badu is a
Nickname.
nickname, okay, all right.
And
So we have this. I haven't had a chance to look at, does something contradict this later on, is that what you're telling me?
They actually terminated his contract with cause, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The contract which would give him severance pay. He's not due severance pay due to the fact that...
Slow down again.
Sorry.
You received notice of... All right, let's bifurcate this. In other words, let's talk about the 2 issues. The last 2 weeks of work, is there an issue with that? Do you agree that he's owed the last 2 weeks of work?
I don't.
You don't agree?
I don't agree.
Okay.
I
Because?
can provide you documents. Just a minute. There was a $0 paycheck, which I'm sure that he got. However, that was an accounting error. He did receive a final paycheck, and I have a copy of it.
Let's
We would
see.
contest that.
Pardon me?
We contest that because he never received it. I mean, but they have a check now.
Let's see what they have.
It was a physical check. His last paycheck was a physical check.
As opposed to electronic?
Because, yes, he had direct deposit.
I didn't have to, I'm sorry. I didn't.
You didn't?
It seems like they're obtaining convenient information for the company at this hearing.
I would like to also make mention that I in no way, I'm actually currently the general manager of Kodo, And I didn't even know Mr. Njai, I wasn't related, so everything that I'm...
You didn't know what?
I had nothing, I wasn't present at the time of the incident.
Right, right.
So everything that I'm presenting is purely based on the paperwork that I have been provided. It has honestly nothing to do with...
I'm not saying I'm not saying you're doing it, I'm saying that it's convenient that, that it's coming up now.
I requested these documents from the people who process our payroll. These are the documents they provided me with. So this is my understanding based on the documents I was provided.
About that, if I may say something.
Yeah.
I was originally sent a paycheck which was then canceled before I got a hold of it, and then another paycheck was sent which became $3. $0.
Yeah, it just says here that there's a paycheck and then there's another check.
Yeah.
And then, so they canceled, they gave him a paycheck, canceled it.
See that?
Look at the top, there's a...
Original one, and then the second one, issue was $0.
Check date 6/20.
And that is there's no canceled check provided by them either.
What are you saying about this?
I'm saying here they originally sent one, and before I got
They sent what?
a check
For
to the store for me.
1,600 something, 1,535?
Yes.
And
when I went to pick it up at the store, they called the manager, which has replaced me, to not give it to me because they're going to send a new one.
so you didn't take that check?
I didn't take that
And the new check was
And
for
the new
zero?
check was for $0, yeah.
Okay.
I'm...
I mean, that's his testimony. There's something on here that substantiates that?
Yeah, see there's a zero amount check, there's the first check for the amount, and then there's a zero amount check. There's 16, and then there's zero.
No, I don't know, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm taking this testimony, but I don't see that on the document. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is he did receive his final check, and the total amount that he was actually paid by Kodo was $9,378.17 for the entire time worked.
All right. We're talking about the 1666 or so forth. The last check he received was a zero check, is what his testimony was. And, okay. Let's talk about the severance pay.
Okay, so when he began working for Kodo, he did have a contract with Mr. Nagel. That is the email that you have, that contract. Mr. Nagel does acknowledge that contract was in place.
Okay.
However, his contract was terminated, and his contract was terminated on April 29th. I will provide you with the email that was sent to him. This is a termination for cause.
All right.
Did you? So they say in the same email here, it's confusing, that they're terminating for a cause, but then your salary will be reduced to $40,000. So are they terminating them or are they demoting them? And that's very unclear, so I would say that...
You want to answer that question?
Yes. He said very clearly that his contract is being terminated. He then went on to say that if he would be interested in remaining with Kodo, they would offer him a different position at a different pay rate.
That is confusing at best. So if you're terminated, it's my understanding that you're fired and you're no longer working there. This email says, I mean, it says well, you can read it, but it's unclear, and I'd say that it's baseless, and it's just, they're saying, okay, we're going to demote you. But they don't even say that. They say you're terminated, but you can still work here for less pay. So I don't understand what they're doing there.
He was explaining that the contract was terminated.
That doesn't clearly state that. It says he's terminated for cause, but then they offer him another position. And so that doesn't...
And this happened in April, correct?
April 29th. He was only a general manager for 1 month.
Now, He accepted that decision, he continued to work
He
apparently.
continued to work, which we do have documents proving he continued to work, accepting pay, and we have no record of dispute.
And the pay that he was receiving over that period of
Was
time?
based on the $40,000 that was offered to him if he would like to work under a different.
So during that period, he was doing a different job, he wasn't a general manager?
Right.
Let us finish.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
this,
haven't read this yet. The KRL would like to terminate your employee for cause, as discussed with Ella and Meg, would like to terminate. Your salary would be reduced to $40,000 should you wish to continue your employment in front of house assistant. You may keep the motorcycle once you're paid $1,000 towards the cost of the employment. The new salary, as of the new pay, is used to continue employment. Okay.
I mean,
I also have a statement from Mr. Nagel stating why his contract was terminated. Right here.
I don't really need to see that right now.
Okay.
Let me.
we also have the physical copy of the last paycheck he did receive, the only check he did receive, which was for $0. That's the pay, the stub that's attached to the check.
Yeah, this is what I have a copy of here, yeah, okay. No, this is for pay period before. This pay period before, he was paid,
$0.
he was paid $0.
Yeah, that's the actual physical check that I got.
I mean, this is not a check, right?
Well, that's the pay stub of the
Pay
check.
stub, yeah.
Okay, and this says that he was paid, from what I can see, $1,600 and,
If you,
that's here to the dollars.
if you allow me to show.
0 hours, $0, on the run, $0, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so they went back and gave him that, saying that he didn't work, but he did work.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I said before, I talked to our payroll company, and they said that the very last check that was issued was the amount of 15 something.
He's never deposited a check.
So you're claiming you had a check after this, the last
It
check,
did,
right?
according to the accounting.
Why is this a zero check?
There was a misprint when they were processing payroll. They made a mistake. I acknowledge that a zero check was issued, however, that was not the final check he received.
Okay.
He never received another check.
What I see here is your letter, termination letter, says, this is your notification, would like to terminate your employment for cause. Doesn't say you are terminated for cause, it says would like to. And then they said, and I'm going to paraphrase it, however, if you want to work the lower salary, you may continue your employment. He continued his employment.
Right.
So he was not terminated for cause. That obviates the first paragraph. He was not terminated for cause. He took the second option that they offered. And I would also say that the remainder of the original employment agreement remains in effect, particularly the severance pay.
But the original agreement does state that it is based on just cause or not. They said, it
That's
says in
right.
that email, right? And so
But he was not terminated for cause.
But
You can't, that's not a termination. That's a demotion. He continued working in a demoted capacity. So that doesn't invalidate this original contract.
I don't understand how that's possible. I'm sorry, I'm
You
sorry,
guys
I
Is
don't
there anything
understand.
wrong with the logic that?
I perfectly agree with you.
Okay. I'm going to affirm the employee's complaint for $3,125, times treble damages for a total of the employee $9,375.
$9,000.
Do we have the option to appeal?
Yes, you do, to the circuit court.
Thank you.
And of course, the employer is also responsible for the administrative cost of the hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Miami Closet Group will be up next. Let me just check some.
This is your file, sir.
Dr. Olivares present? Dr. Olivares? No? Pardon me?
I'm in the case, but she's not here.
You are Jessica?
Yes.
Okay, she's not here?